وكتبه ورسله واليوم الآخر والقدر خيره وشره من الله تعالى والبعث بعد الموت.
Good. So this is called belief in detail or iman mufassal. So whatever is discussed in this, whatever is mentioned in this, that is our topic. That is known as the articles of faith. So let's begin with it. Amantu billahi wa mala. First is amantu billah. And the translation of this is I believe in Allah. Amantu billah, I believe in Allah. Amantu billahi wa malaikatihi. I believe in Allah. I believe in His angels. Wa kutubihi. I believe in His books. Wa rusulihi. And I believe in His messengers. Wal qadri khairihi wa sharrihi. Oh, sorry. Amantu billahi wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rusulihi wal yawmil akhir. And I believe in the last day. Wal qadri khairihi wa sharrihi min Allah. And I believe in the fact that every good is from Allah. Wa bas ibad al maut. And I believe in the resurrection. So how many things are there?
6.
There are 6 things in it. 5 plus 1. There are 6 different topics that we have to cover. So the first thing in the articles of faith is about Allah. And the article of faith about Allah is known by the word Tawheed. So the first of all, we will talk about Tawheed. And this word Tawheed in English is monotheism. What is that?
Oneness, sir.
Oneness of Allah, uniqueness of Allah, unity of Allah, and monotheism. Abdurrahman, can you repeat all these words?
Sir, Amantu billah, oneness in the God, oneness of the God, which is Tawheed, and believe in the hereafter.
No. I'm saying word Tawheed is Arabic word, right?
Yes, sir.
And this Tawheed in English is called what?
So
Sir, it
unity
is called oneness.
Okay, oneness of Allah and
Monotheism.
yes, monotheism and Jinur Muhammad and
so unity.
yes, unity of Allah. So now you tell me yourself, what do you know about Allah? Abdurrahman.
Sir, Allah is the only one. He is the creator of all mankind. All the
He is the creator of mankind only.
no of everything. He is the creator of everything.
So okay.
He is a sustainer, and he was not born, and he is not having any family,
Okay.
and we should not uh, worship anyone else or add with him. We should only worship him alone, and he is the sustainer of the world.
Okay, good, mashallah. Hanur Muhammad, can you contribute something from your knowledge about Allah? What do you know about Allah?
Yes, sir, he is the only one, and sir, he is the creator of the whole universe. He does not have a family like father or son or anyone, and he deserves to be worshipped alone, and we should not
Okay. Ji Abdullah Subhan, can you tell something from your knowledge about Allah Almighty?
Sir, we should worship Him alone. He is the Creator, and we should not worship anyone else, and he does not have any family.
Okay. So when Allah will finish?
Never.
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 Sir,
So
he was
none
not
of you
born.
told me that he is eternal. You must say that Almighty Allah is eternal.
Internal or external?
Eternal, not external. Eternal.
Sir, my friend, sir, my brother.
Tell your brother not to disrupt us.
Okay, sir.
And sir, another thing is that we all have to return to him. We were he created us, and we have to. He sent us into the world, and he will take us back from the world.
So it means that you are telling he has created us and he is the judge. He will judge us. He will see our deeds and he will pass on his judgment on the day of judgment.
Yes,
You are
sir.
saying that? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what is the opposite of Tawheed?
Shirk.
And shirk is called what in English?
Polytheism.
Polytheism or ascribing partners to Allah भी कहते हैं, describing partners with Allah भी कहते हैं. So which sin will not be forgiven?
Sir,
Shirk.
shirk.
Shirk will not be forgiven. So can you tell me some of the attributes of Allah or the names of Allah?
Yes, sir. He have 99 names.
Tell me some names.
الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الرزاق.
Okay. Jazakallah. Jazakallah Abdurrahman sahab. So you see, these are the attributes of Allah. Listen, mera beta. When we talk about any human being, we can say these are his characteristics, right? But when we will talk about Allah, when we will write about Allah, we will say these are the attributes of Allah. Ahad Alam, what did I say?
You said that if we are talking about if we are talking about humans, then we can write the word characteristics. But if we are talking about Allah, we should write attributes.
Yeah, good. So can anyone of you tell me in which surah this Tawheed is discussed?
Surah Ikhlas.
Good. Surah Ikhlas, mashallah. Surah Ikhlas is exclusively about this topic, about Tawheed. And which is the verse? Can you tell me that verse in which the attributes of Allah are mentioned? Only the attributes of Allah are mentioned.
Allahu Samad.
No. Any other verse from the Quran?
Surah
Any ayah?
Hashr.
Sir, in
Muhammad-
Surah Al-Hashr, the last ruku. Wallahu alladhi la ilaha illa huwa ar-Rahman ar-Rahim al-Malik al-Quddus.
Good, mashallah. And similarly, the attributes of Allah are mentioned in Ayatul Kursi. In Ayatul Kursi, everything is related to the attributes of Allah. So listen, mera beta. In the examination, you will be asked to describe the Tawheed. Or you will be asked the question in a different way. Like the examiner will say, what Muslims mean when they say La ilaha illallah? What Muslims mean when they say there is no God but Allah? It means that you are being asked to write about Tawheed. Okay? And then when you will finish discussing or writing about Tawheed, you will discuss briefly the shirk, the polytheism. So what is that? And why is that unforgivable? By the way, if I ask you people why this shirk is unforgivable, why this is regarded as one of the major sins, why this
Sir,
is
because
It involves other worshipping others with Allah or not Allah.
so one thing is that it is to worship somebody else. It
Yes,
is
sir.
to, okay. And similarly, it means that we give the status of Allah to someone else. Or it means that we raise the status of someone equal to the status of Allah. And we know Allah don't have any equals. So when we ascribe the powers of Allah to someone else, or when we raise the status of someone else to the level of Allah, that becomes shirk. So that is kind of a challenge to Allah Almighty. That is to create his partners, to ascribe his powers to someone else, to raise the status of his created thing equal to him. So that annoys him. That is why it is said that this is unforgivable. That is why this is one of the major sins, will not be forgiven. So let's see what your book says about it. Who is going to read?
Sir, can I read?
Do you have the book?
Yes, sir. Sir,
So
I have
read
this
for
one.
us.
Sir, I have this book.
No. This is the book written by whom? I can't see this.
Sir, this is written by Dr. Iftikharul Haq, Maulvi Jahangir Muhammad Mahmood. Sir, this is this green book. O-level
So,
Islam
no,
Math.
actually, we are following the other book and reading now. The book by.
Sir, I don't have that one.
Yes, Noor Muhammad, read for us.
Okay, sir. Tawheed. Tawheed is the fundamental article of faith. Allah is the one, only one. He has no partner or associate. Allah is absolute and eternal. He alone deserves to be worshipped. Allah has no son or father and nothing is similar to him. Allah is the only guardian of the creation in the whole universe. Allah is the most high, supreme and full of authority. Tawheed is the essence of Islam. Tawheed is an Arabic term which means oneness and unity. In Islamic terminology, it means the oneness of God. It is the first and the foremost belief of Islam, referring to the oneness of God in all its meanings. Thus, the declaration that there is no God but Allah is called Tawheed. The Holy Quran says, "And your God is one God. There is no God but He, most gracious, most merciful." Hence, it is inconceivable for any Muslim to deny the existence of Allah. Allah is one and there is none like him. He has no partner. He neither begets nor is he begotten. He is the ever living, self subsisting, and eternal. He has always existed and will always exist. He lives and will never die. He is the first and the last. He is infinite. He has neither beginning nor end. He is Almighty, the All Knowing, the All Just, the Cherisher of all worlds, the Patron, the Guide, the Helper, the Merciful, and the Compassionate and the Wise. Surah Al Ikhlas states, "Say, He is Allah, the One and Only, Allah the Eternal Absolute. He does not beget nor is He begotten, and there is none like Him." Allah is beyond composition, plurality, and resemblance. It means that He is neither composed of any elements, nor does He have any partner, nor has he any resemblance in his attributes, works, and powers. Allah is the only creator and protector of all creatures. He is the originator who created the universe from the beginning and without any model or pattern. Hence, he is exclusively worth of worship. The Quran says, He is the originator of the heavens and the earth. The flawless and well guarded heavens rised up without pillars. The sun with its shining glory, the moon with its soothing light, the twinkling stars, the alternation of night and day, the earth spread out like a carpet for man's benefit, the mountains, the hills, the oceans, seas, rivers, and streams, and the sailing of ships for the benefit of mankind, the clouds, winds, and rain, the sustenance of all kinds of fruits, vegetables, and grain, man's creation, and the grant of faculties of hearing, seeing, feeling, and understanding, the creation of life, sleep, and death, and above all, the guidance sent by Allah are the clear signs of evidence of Allah's existence. The Holy Quran says, Who has made the earth a resting place for you, and the heaven a canopy, and sent down the rain from the heavens, and through it brought forth the fruits for your sustenance. So do not set up partners to Allah while you know. A believer in the oneness of Allah can never be narrow minded. He looks upon everything in the universe as belonging to the same Lord, to whom he himself belongs to. Therefore, his sympathy, love, and service do not confine to any particular caste or ethnic group. Furthermore, Tawheed produces in a man the highest degree of self respect and self esteem. The believer knows that Allah alone is the possessor of all power and that none besides Allah can benefit or harm him, or provide for his needs, or give the take away life. He therefore never bows his head in homage to any of God's creatures, nor does he stretch his hands before anyone else. He is not frightened by anybody's greatness. Along with self respect, this belief also generates in man a sense of modesty and humbleness. A believer never becomes proud, haughty, or arrogant because he knows that whatever he possesses has been given to him by Allah and that Allah can take away whatever he wishes whenever he wishes.
Thank you very much, Nur Muhammad. Is there any difficulty in understanding the paragraph he read?
Sir, what is the
Boys,
meaning of begot?
Yani he is not born of anyone. None is born of him, and no one is born of him. Gee, anything else? Is it clear to everyone, boys?
Yes,
And if
sir.
I ask you to write about oneness of Allah for 10 marks, you will be able to do that.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
I might be able to.
Hassan Bajwa. Hassan Bajwa. Can you hear me, Hassan Bajwa? Abdur Rafe, is it clear to you everything we discussed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the next portion is about shirk, which is the antonym of Tawheed, which is
Yes, sir.
opposite of monotheism. So what is that and what Allah says about that? We have already discussed, but we have to read this.
So can I
Muhammad
read
Kundi,
it?
can you? Ji?
So can I read it? I'm Mohammed Kundi.
Ji, Muhammad Kundi, read for us.
Thank you, sir. Shirk. Shirk is to believe that someone or something is equal to Allah in person, attributes, and power. It is unforgivable and greatest of all sins. Islam enjoins the believers to worship one Allah alone. No other being or object is worthy of worship. No other being should be associated with Allah. Shirk literally means sharing or associating partners. In Islamic term, it means associating partners with Allah or to worship anything other than God. It also means the acceptance of prophets as gods or the assumption that Almighty God has sons and daughters.
Shirk is strictly forbidden in Islam and is regarded as the greatest of all sins. The Holy Quran says, Allah forgives not that partner should be set up with him, but he forgives anything else. To whom he pleases to set up partners with Allah is to devise a sin most heinous indeed. False gods and idols
Muhammad
worshipped by the
Putti, can you comment on this hadith? What do you understand? Can you comment on this ayat? I mean, what do you understand from this ayat?
Sir, it says that Allah does not forgive people who associate partners or people with Him, and He forgives everything else other than shirk, and
Good.
that shirk is the
Yani, this
evil.
ayat is telling us that shirk will not be forgiven.
Yes, sir.
Every other sin might be forgiven by Allah, because Allah can do whatever He pleases. But Allah Himself has declared that this shirk will not be forgiven. Therefore, we should be very, very careful, vigilant in these aspects.
Yes,
Because
sir.
sometimes shirk is visible, we can understand that this is shirk, and sometimes this is invisible. So visible is that the people, lot many people, they say Jesus Christ was the Son of God. That is a shirk. Some people, they bow before sun. Some people, they worship the moon. Some people, they worship the stars. Some people, they worship even everything. So this is shirk, visible. And what is invisible shirk? You see, if some people, they think that a saint can do something, that a peer can do something, that a prophet can do something against the will of Allah, that is shirk. You see, in the Holy Quran, everything is explained very clearly. And everything is from Allah, everything is for Allah. And your life, your sustenance, your provisions, your honor, your life, your respect, everything depends upon Allah. Allah gives you what you want, and sometimes Allah don't give you a son or a daughter. Okay, so the giving of the children, this is the attribute of Allah. So when some people, they think so and so saint can do that, so that is invisible sort of shirk. Or if some people, they try to show off, yani when you go for salah, so salah is for Allah, it is known to Allah. But if you have in your mind and heart to please someone beside Allah, if you have some feelings to please somebody by offering salah or by giving charity, this is also closer to shirk. Therefore, we should be very, very vigilant. And I ask you a question here. Can a Muslim be a mushrik?
No, sir. He can be munafiq.
So who will be a mushrik?
The one who shariks someone with the God.
Okay.
Or whoever is mushrik is not a Muslim.
Yeah. And can a kafir be a mushrik?
No.
Kafirs are
Yes.
mushrik.
Yes.
All kafirs are mushrik.
You
So
see,
they are already.
you see, the kuffar, they do not believe in Allah. The kuffar, the disbelieving people, are those who do not believe in the existence of Allah. Those who believe in Allah, beside Allah, they believe someone else. They are the mushrik. The people who believe in Allah and then they make partners of Allah. The people who believe in Allah and then they say Allah had a son or a wife. They are the mushrikun. Do you understand my point?
Sir,
So
like
like
Christian,
Christian?
Yeah, Christians and Jews, they say that Jesus Christ was son of God, and the Jews, they said Isra or Uzair al-Islam was son of God. So by having this claim or belief, they have committed shirk or polytheism. Okay, read further, Muhammad Kundi.
okay, sir. False gods and idols worshipped by the idolaters in this world will deny that they never demanded their worship. They will prove of no avail to their worshippers. Rather, they will disown them on the day of judgment. The Holy Quran says, and who is more astray than he who invokes gods beside Allah who will not answer him on the day of judgment, and they, the false gods, are heedless of their calls. Shirk is a disgrace and humiliation. It destroys the self-respect and honor of a person.
How? Muhammad Kundi, can you tell me how this happened? Shirk is a disgrace and humiliation. It destroys the self-respect and honor of a person. How can this happen?
Sir, like if a Muslim, sir, like if there is a Muslim, he commits shirk, then it is a disgrace for him as he is removed from his religion.
No. You see, man, you know man?
Yes, sir.
Man is known as what? Ashraful Makhlukat, right?
Yes, sir.
But what happened when a man starts to bow before a cow? And what happened when a man starts to worship a cow? The cow is created by Allah for your service. Okay, but you
Yes.
bow before a cow. It is just like that you hire a servant and then you serve the servant. Do you understand my point?
Yes, sir.
So it is just like that you hire the services of a servant, you gave him the payment salary and you work for him. Just like that, Allah said the sun is for your service. Allah said these animals are for your service. And this man, no, Hindus, they this and that, they are also men, nah? They are also human beings.
So this means that they are humiliating
Yeah,
themselves in front of the cows.
of course, they are not only in front of the cows, they are humiliating themselves in front of everybody. They are humiliating themselves in front of themselves. When they do not realize what they are, so they become worse than a cow or an animal. This is nothing less than humiliation. This is nothing less than a disrespect. Nur Muhammad, what did you say?
Sir, he said that Allah controls like how we are born. So, sir, if Allah can control, so sir, why he like chose their religion as Hindu or Christians?
Okay, good question. But you see, there is a topic in the articles of faith that is Qadar Taqdeer. We will discuss this at that time. And you will be able to understand everything. And we can
Sir, but
say,
every person who is born, he is born as a Muslim, right? Now it's
you are
their
right,
parents' choice to turn him to a
Abdurrahman, you
Hindu.
are right. You know, by birth, everyone is a Muslim. But later on, their surrounding, their friends, their relatives, their parents, they make them something different. But by birth, everyone is born on nature, and nature is Islam. And Nur Muhammad, just let me touch your question, because Allah has given free will. Allah has given free will to human beings and jinns. So Allah told you through the prophets, okay, this is right, this is wrong. No, you can choose the.
Sir, your voice is not coming. It is lagged so much.
Sir got lagged out.
Your voice also got logged. Got lagged.
I think he got disconnected.
Sir,
Ji beta, now I'm back again.
and now we can hear you.